So, yeah, Ji. So, hi all. Myself, Selvika, and he's Vinod Kumar. So, we are going to present the TFT section. So, the topic given us is Streamlit. So, anyone heard about Streamlit earlier?
No.
Okay. So, Streamlit is an framework in Python. The fastest way to build and share the data apps, that is Streamlit. So, what Streamlit does it turns the data script into shareable web apps uh, in few minutes. So you will write some Python script. So within a minute, you will get in web app using Streamlit. So that's a big advantage of Streamlit. So only thing, if you know the Python well, so that you will learn the Streamlit within a hours a day. So that's not meant. So after, so if you are a backend developer or you are a data scientist, so you are written some model or some script in Python. So if you want to your model results shown in web app, so within a minute you will do with help of Streamlit. So that's all. So next slide. So the Python supports the Streamlit in Python 3.6, 3.7, and 3.8 versions. So you will use the Streamlit in that Python versions. So so advantage of Streamlit. So it is mostly same as Python. So if it's easy to hands-on if you know the Python. So compared to other framework, Streamlit is an less code because using single line code, we will get the local host link. So that's on because it's an advantage. So and here no callback functions are required because every widgets are treated as a variable. For example, everything in a single script. So there is no need to call back the functions like that. So and so data catching also a simplest thing in Streamlit compared to other frameworks. So that's one biggest example in advantage in Streamlit. So we are going to disadvantage. So disadvantage in Streamlit is Mapbox. So Mapbox means Mapbox is provide custom online maps for website and application developers. So sorry. So we can customize all the maps in our website, but Streamlit is not supporting the Mapbox. So that is one major disadvantage of Streamlit. So after balancing also, Streamlit is not supporting. So that's also one disadvantage. So, so, so there are three principles in Streamlit. So embrace scripting. So embrace scripting is a first phase of Streamlit coding. So to build an app in a few lines of code with our Streamlit simple API. So then see it automatically updated as you iteratively save the source file. So you save the source file automatically, so it reflects in your local. So using Streamlit. So first create the Python script. So you will create the Python script in your lab using some tools. So after that, sorry, install the Streamlit into your Python environment. So after that, import it in your Python script, like using the import command. So later we will show that. So using that, we will import the Streamlit command. So after that, using the imported keyword, you can create the web app local, like using the keyword right, you will give the headings of website. You will give the website heading, right? So using right keyword, you will give the that name. So once you will give the right, you will complete your Python script. You will run the Python script in Streamlit using Streamlit run command. You will run it, so it will directly gives you the local host. First, you will run the local host. After that, we are using some methodology to deploy your website web app. So after that, we will show in some HTTPS that first you will see in local. After no G, before so waving interaction. So waving interaction means here adding a simple widget is like declaring a variable. So in sorry, in uh, in other framework, we are declaring variable to storing the some informations. But in Streamlit, we can using the variable to uh, showing the widgets like line chart and some other table and bar chart like that. So in Streamlit, provide so many widgets using a widgets simple work. So no need to write any HTML code. So some of the widgets are on the widgets displaying text. So if you are interested to displaying some text in your web app, so using dot text, so using that imported keyword and text, imported keyword dot text, you will displaying the text whatever you want, you will displaying in your app. So markdown, so markdown means specific word with specific style using markdown. So you can give some word as bold and some word as italic, so that's is using for markdown. So in dot latex, using for some formulas, so you will displaying some formulas in your web app, so using dot latex it will give that. So before I told that dot write is dot write, right? So it does different things depending on what you throw out. So what it you have pass in multiple arguments in write. So 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 that, so deploying so next principle is deploying instantly. So deploying a web app is quite difficult nowadays. But Streamlit provided that instantly. First, you have to sign in the streamlit.io website and push the code to GitHub. So you have to create some GitHub account for that. So it will reflect your code into web app. So that's a simple deploying procedure. So move to next slide. So that this is some example for creating a web app. So using so import for syntax is like that. Import Streamlit as st. So using the st imported keyword, so we can create multiple components like line chart, map, table, bar chart, radio button, like that. So the simple so example for st dot line chart. So st dot line chart and give a chart value. It will show the some chart like you what values you given. So depends on that it will show the chart. So that's a major advantage. So this is using below command for running the script. So using Streamlit run script name .py. So it's you to get the local host link. So that's one. So next slide. So this is a simple program. So import. So first I import the pandas, and after that I import the Streamlit. So st.write, so I give some name COVID-19 dashboard. So it will shown in picture like heading. So after that, I'm download some CSV in Google and uploading that. So in the path for file is you will give your uh, path to file. So give in that. So after that, st.line chart of df. So data frame. So first I will convert the data frame. So that data frame given that in picture, you will see that some line chart. So that's one example for Streamlit. So in Streamlit, we have multiple features like we have so many components, date picker, bar chart. So many components are there. So in the section, we will give the some relevant reference. So you will explore on that. So after continue,
Yeah, fine. Thank you, Sulvika. Then, hey, hi guys. Hi everyone. Everybody aware of Python web application basics, right? Or all are freshers for programming languages. So it will be help us to create starts from there. So everybody aware of web applications, right?
Yes, we have a basic idea.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Before moving to the hands-on session, I will once again explain what is web application and what are all the dependencies you need to run Streamlit. Using the Streamlit, what are all the dependencies you need to create a web application? Okay. First, we need to install the Python more than 3.6 version in our machine. Then we need to install the Streamlit library for creating the web application. Then for updating our code to the GitHub repository, we need to install the Git in our local machine. Then for using the Streamlit environment, we need a Anaconda navigator for a Python. So what it will do now, it will maintain some environments with the different versions for maintaining the Python codes and the packages and the relevant packages for multiple projects. So these are all the as an initial step you need to follow, which is already installed in my machine. So I'm going to in next few minutes I'm going to create one sample application from the Streamlit document itself, and we are going to learn everything. Okay.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I think someone has asked a doubt on the chat box.
Okay. Okay. Fine. We'll explain on on the go while doing some and some. Okay. Then what's one more? Only one question. Okay, fine. Okay. When we are dealing with the front end and the back end means, so in a browser session, if you entered a URL like this, so whatever you are seeing in the screen, which is developed using some Angular frameworks like Angular JS, Vue.js, or some other, we have a lot of frameworks for creating the front end and all. So whatever the text informations and whatever the functionalities you are seeing inside the screen, so it is called as a front-end frameworks. Using the front-end frameworks only, we can able to create these things and all. As a back-end means, so we are getting some data. Say for example, everybody aware of a few databases like SQL and NoSQL, MySQL or MongoDB, Redis as a temporary database, DynamoDB in AWS services, right? So if we need to interact with these kind of database for data means we need some medium called server. So that server can be returned using some programming languages of Python, Java, Go. We have a lot of .NET. We have a lot of programming languages. So which can be able to run on a separate port called port 8080 or some 5301 like. So those things are called as backend. So once we developed a front-end frameworks, so the data will be retrieved from the backend from the database. Those operations will be written in a server part. In a UI part, as a view part, we will create these informations. The combination of these three involvement, it's called as a web application. Okay. So to overcome of creating the web applications as a front end, back end, so we need to learn a lot. We need to know about CSS, JavaScript, Python. So instead of interacting with all the knowledges, using the Python, especially the Streamlit, which combined all the three together in Python itself for creating the web application. So this is what we are going to see in next upcoming session. So we are going to create one sample applications from Streamlit.
A small doubt, like, are you sharing your screen windows? Like, we are not able to see your screen. Like, are you sharing?
Okay. Yes, you can able to see my screen, right? Yes. So
Yes, yes.
okay, we'll start from creating the sample applications. Okay, so for this I am using the Visual Studio Code. It's an editor for those things. So this is the official Streamlit, right? So here they have providing the docs, all the information we have. Before starting to the Streamlit, I have already told, right, we need to install the Anaconda Navigator for managing the Python environments, and we need to install the Pythons and all, and we need to install the JIT, and all the informations are configured in the machine. Okay, these are the basics things for a programming. So when comes to Streamlit, we need to install the dependencies we already shown in the PPT slide, right? So we need to install the Streamlit package using the pip command, which is provided by the Python. So to open the Anaconda Navigator prompt. So inside the Anaconda Navigator prompt, we have a lot of environments for different projects. So for a Streamlit, we are going to use the Streamlit environment, which is already created using Anaconda Navigator. By using this create functionalities, we can create these things. Okay. So inside the prompt, we need to activate that required environment. So if preferred, the Anaconda environment, you will get lot of clarity on it. So here we need to study and all. So from inside the Streamlit, we are going to run the Streamlit application. So inside this environment only, we have created all the dependencies for running the Streamlit applications, which is shown in the docs. Okay. Already I have done this pip install Streamlit. Already I am having, and we are going to use these run commands for running our script. Which is already installed Streamlit. So these are the environments. From here we can use whatever we want. Right now we are going to use the Conda environment. So these things are already done. Pip install Streamlit inside this Anaconda prompt. Already installed. Then these are all some sample statement we need to import inside our Python. So this will be a command already we explained. So for all, we have all the examples for creating the data frames and all. And what are all the widgets we need to create, everything we have. Okay, so we are going to see a small sample inside our local machine. Okay, so this is a small statement which is going to write the square of some input value. Okay, so I am mentioning the input value as a 6. So I have imported the Streamlit inside my Python main file. So it will hold all the dependencies what we've written here inside this variable. So Streamlit run is our command for running our script, and I have mentioned the file path here. So it will run by default. It will assign some port starts from 5.3. So inside the local machine, so under this URL we can see our application. So without initiating some Angular frameworks, we created a web applications using Python Streamlit. So we doesn't used any server part or UI part. We created a small web applications. It involves a small UI dashboards and all those things only. Okay. So these are all the Streamlit frameworks we will provide. And we have created this. When it comes to the components, what are all the components we can create using the Streamlit? Let me explain the components we can create using our Streamlit. We can create a static component and a bidirectional component. First, we will create some sample static component, and then I will explain about the bidirectional component. So in the static components, we can, if we need, so here in our sample, I have just inserted one few text under some, I performed some multiplication operations, right? So if we went for the static components, means we can include the entire HTML page, whatever we created. So if we created a small HTML page like this, means we can include using this kind of a component statements. Then if we need to implement some iframe, already we developed web applications, so we need to implement that in our application, means we have another options called iframe here, so we can use that also. I'm going to show you how the iframe components will work. So we have some components dependencies, package dependencies also. So we need to put that one. Then this will be already created one URL. I will explain how we need to share our applications in later. Already we have one application which is created by our team. So I'm going to include that in our sample application. So this is our application. We created this for our as a part of Corona dashboard. There are informations which is present here, which is taken from Google only, which is not having the correct values. Okay, so using the small Excel sheet, this is CSV sheet informations. By reading these informations, we have created the dashboards of graph and all. So Streamlit we have a component for creating these things and all in Streamlit. So using as a part of bidirectional, I have included a iframe. Yes, we have included that iframes and all. So here itself. So as additional parameters, we can specify the width and the height for our iframes. So we need to specify in pixels. So approximately I am providing some thousands pixels for inside the screen. We have included one web application inside another web application. So we have included this web application inside our local using iframes. So as a part of understanding, we have created a small web application. Now I am going to demonstrate for deployment of an applications. Okay. So here we need to update our code to GitHub repository for a publicly available share So inside our Streamlit, so this document refers that only. So as a part of that, we need to create some repository in our GitHub. Okay. So we need to create one more repository as a new part of. So it should be publicly available, not be private. So if we created a private means Streamlit can't able to share or create a dynamic URL for our applications. So it should be always public. And if we need git ignore, git readme and all, we can create it. Click the answer on our repository. So if we have created this hands-on and this main file right now, just now, right? So we need to make a configuration of JIT for this TFT hands-on session. We need to init the JIT empty initialized JIT for it, and we need to add that remote branch and all. So these are all the one-time process we need to create, we need to do for application. Something is happening.
Git add the files.
Yes, actually I have
Space dot. Yeah.
Yes. Successfully we have updated the JIT, our core, created a code in our JIT base. Then we need to create one app in our Streamlit. So we need to create one new application by specifying the repository what we have created here. So we provided this origin, right? So we need to provide this there. For a continuous integration and the continuous deployment, we need to provide some Git repository, and we have created the code base under the branch of name main, right? So here we can see those informations. So right now we have only one branch. So we need to specify that, and we need to provide the main entry file name for our applications. So right now we have created only one main Python file. So if we created the more packages, our own applications packages, means we will create one main entry point application. So we need to specify that file name there. So we need to provide these informations, and we can deploy in our Streamlit. Okay, it's always pointing our sample applications of this existed, which is already created by me. So I'm not sure about these multiple applications we can create or not. So already we have created one applications, and so after the successful creating of this application, so we need to share. We need to request share options to the Streamlit team. After some period of time, they will validate our application and they will share using this publicly available repository. Okay. So what I will do now, I will whatever the application we have created, I will update in my previous existing one. We will deploy these informations as a part of continuous integration and continuous deployment. Then we will go for our new one. So under my existing applications, I have updated the code which is created by in a local machine. So this URL is publicly available. And the Streamlit itself, they are managing the continuous integration and the continuous deployment for sharing and all. These are all the parts we have. So if we update our nodes, it will automatically reflect. Once we pushed to the Git repository means, it will automatically reflect in our applications. That's it. Then as hands-ons, I have completed everything. So hope you guys understand a little better, right? We have covered all.
I'll just start the this is
Yes. Sylvia, am I missed anything or I have covered all the things?
yeah.
Yes. Hope I have covered all the things. For deploying the applications, we need to update these informations. And, yes, we have covered everything, guys. Okay. Sylvie will continue for end of the session.
Yeah. Yes. So can you share the link in the table
Yes.
chat box?
What you asked, Sylvie?
So the link which I shared to you, the quiz link. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I will share you with some quiz link, right?
Which one you are referring? This one?
No, I will share with the chat in quiz link. Wait, I will. So, guys, can you take the quiz link now? Please add in chat.
file, I can get that chat information.
Yeah, no. So that's it from our side. Any questions?
Hi, this is Naveen. The Streamlit will host our application that applied from GitHub, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the issue with GitHub repository, you can check once whether it is a private repository or public repository.
It should be a public repository.
Yeah, it should be public.
Yes.
Because
Streamlit are required. Yes, Streamlit are required for accessing the code base, right?
Yeah.
So we need to create it as a public repository.
Fine.
Yes, yes, Naveen. So in the hands-on, we received a few issues creating the new repository. So I don't know whether we can deploy or we can share the only one applications inside the Streamlit if we doesn't aware of those informations. In Streamlit,
For creating the repository, we need to add the files by using git add, or else we can directly clone from git clone to clone our repository and add the files, and we need to add git add and then commit and then push to the repository.
Yes, exactly, Naveen. So, yes. So Streamlit needs only one main entry file for showing the web app. That's it. So we created only one application and we updated that code into the JIT and we provided a permission to
check with the Streamlit whether it is supports single application or else it will support multiple also. Maybe the public one support only one, I think so. I'm not sure about that one.
Yes, yes, B2 doesn't aware of that information. So right now we have created only one. So using that we share.
Yeah, good job, Vinod.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. From Flask also we can host the Python web app, right?
Yeah, yes, a Flask is just another frameworks in Python, right?
Yeah.
But the Streamlit won't support Flask packages at all.
Okay.
Yes, Streamlit maintaining their own packages and they are having their own components and by using that components alone, we can create a web applications and we can share.
Yeah, I think the Flask will not support this type of dashboards, right? It will support this type of, you have created this COVID-19 dashboard, like using that CSV file, you have created some chart, right?
Yes. Flask will interact with some other servers for fetching the database, data from some another servers. So Streamlit, it's completely embedded for creating the UI components using the Python codes and the Python already predefined functionalities.
Thanks.
Yes. That's all, team. We have covered all the things. And if you guys want to know what are all the components we can create and what are all the components, keywords for creating the UI components, means we have a JIT sheet. We have a Streamlit cheat sheet for it. So in the simple screen, the single screen itself, we can identify. So how we can create a button, how we can create a checkbox, how we can create a radio button, select box, input box, so on all everything we have here, and how we need to put the data to the Streamlit applications using some Excel or CSV functionalities, some from that file, I'm telling, and what kind of chart information, so line chart, bar chart, and how we can show the map informations inside the Streamlit. So here we have all the simplified sheet informations. So that's all. And one more thing I need to tell you. So if we are planning to run multiple applications in a single machine itself, means we can't able to use this port, right, 8501 for another. So right now we are having two main entry file, it's main and main. So if we need to run these informations, means we can customize the port by passing some arguments called -server. So if we are dealing with the multiple web applications, means we need to provide some port informations, right? So by default, it will take some 8510. We can specify like 8080. So it will run our application in the port of 8080. So we have changed the main file name. So what is the main underscore? So it will run this main entry.py in the port of 8080. So previously we used a different port, right? Previously we have used 8501. Now it will run on 8080 also. So likewise we can specify different port for a different web application. Whatever the port which is available in our local machine, we can use. 88 some application is consumed in 8081. That's it. That's all, guys. So if anybody needs any information, so you can reach either me or Sylvie for more information after the sessions. And, anybody having any doubt or need any clarifications, or we can close this session.
So,
Okay, we can close this session.
okay. So thanks.
After this session, so we will share you some small Google Sheet. You can share your suggestions and you can attend the quiz, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you, Naveen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye. Yeah. Hi.
எல்லாரும் போயிட்டாங்க.
Yes. எப்போ போனாங்கன்னு தெரியல. Okay. We will close this session. We will stop the recording. We will
Stop
connect in
session.
Google Meet, right? We will connect in Google Meet, right? Okay. Bye.